So in this video, I'm going to share with you step by step exactly how I make upwards of $1,200 a day as a 22-year-old. So everything you can see on the screen right there, it's proof of payment I've received in my own company. And I also included just a few pictures of me in my everyday life, so you can see I'm not just some dude, in his mother's basement, making videos about stuff he doesn't understand. Now, when we get to 30,000 subs on YouTube, I'm going to give away $2,000. All you need to do to win that money is to watch the video until the end, to subscribe, and to share it with a friend. And I also have a gift for you. In the description of this video, you will find a free 0 to 1.2k a day training. And on top of that right now, I'm also offering free strategy calls where together we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to $10,000 per month as quickly as possible. So let's take a look at why my business model makes way more money than others. So first, let's take a look at the pros of each of these businesses. So with most business models, like for example, dropshipping or school or print on demand or Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, even investing in crypto, even though technically speaking, it's not really a business model, it's more of an investment. The pro of these businesses is that they're actually pretty easy to set up. I mean, if you wanted to sell on Amazon FBA, you create an account, you list your products. If you wanted to create a print-on-demand business, you open up a Printful account, you start putting the logos on your shirts and stuff. So it's not the most complex thing to do, even though when you dive deep, like Amazon FBA, like their marketplace, it can be difficult to use. You might not know exactly how to invest Bitcoin at first, and you might not know exactly like how to set up your Shopify store properly, but these, like, it's not the hardest part. So how come they're horrible business models if they're actually okay when it comes to setting them up? Well, that's the reason why. That's literally their only benefit. They give you the illusion of being able to make money quickly and to get started, so they can be motivating to a lot of people. But those are the only two pros. Let's take a look at the cons now. The first con is that it's highly saturated and with lots of competition. You have to understand that every kid out there is trying to resell the same crappy AliExpress products as everybody else, and just because they think they make a pretty website, they're gonna become millionaires overnight. That's not how it happens. There is so much more that goes into the psychology of buyers, into why people make transactions. Then there's small communities. It works amazing. I mean, if you can be selling a $50 a month community, and let's say you've got 1,000 people paying you, you're gonna make a lot of money. So let's do the math together. You'd be making 50k per month, okay? But the downside is you need 1,000 people to pay you. And so for that, you need a big audience, which most people simply do not have. So with all of these businesses actually, Score, dropshipping, print on demand, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, unless you've got a massive budget for paid ads or a big audience, you're not going to make any money. So those are the cons. It's saturated, you need a massive audience or a big budget for paid ads, which most beginners in my experience do not have. And then what about our business model? In fact, what is our business model in the first place? Because I just said us, and I just put a mystery box here. So what is our business model? It's actually quite simple. We do high ticket sales, and we also call it high ticket consulting. And so the big pro of doing a high ticket sales and high ticket consulting is that it's actually very easy to set up, because you don't need to use any fancy, super complex softwares. It also allows you to make a living doing what you love, because you can monetize a skill, a knowledge, an interest, or even a passion that you have. So you don't need to be the world's top expert. For example, some people came to me, they were in great shape, and they just wanted to make lots of money and to have lots of fun. And they were smart enough to understand that these businesses, especially things like dropshipping, it doesn't really work. Like, it can work, it can make you a lot of money. Some people became millionaires thanks to these businesses. But the problem is, the success rate of those businesses is extremely low, especially with things like dropshipping, because again, you need a massive budget for paid ads, a massive audience, and profits are tiny. So that's also the other con of those businesses, tiny profits. School is the only exception because it's digital products, not physical products. But again, to be successful with a school community, you need a big audience. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Now, with high ticket sales and high ticket consulting, what we do in plain and simple English is that we help someone to fix a painful problem. So I'm going to give you a few examples so it's more clear. Let's say you're in great shape. Like some of my customers, you could help people to get in shape and you create a specific offer around it. For example, some of my customers, they help busy executives and working professionals to lose weight without having to spend hours in the gym and also without having to give up the foods that they love. So that is a very attractive offer. I mean, put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's been desperately trying to lose weight for decades, all of their lives. Don't you think this would be a very attractive offer? Yes, it would be. And this is priceless. It's worth a lot of money. For this kind of service, this kind of transformation, you could charge 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K. The other pro of this model is that profit margins are high profit margins, typically 90 to 95%. Because with these business models, like with most of them, profits are 5 to 20% only, which is honestly nothing. And the reason why profits are so high, it's because we don't have to deal with the cost of the physical product. We also don't need to worry about shipping or storing our inventory. So it's like there's lots of costs we don't even have. We don't have to deal with the clients ordering the wrong color or the wrong size, so we don't have any returns. So it's like, because all it costs us is our knowledge and our time, our profit margins are insanely high. And with this business model, you're not limited. Like, it's not about making a few $1,000s per month. People are able to make $500,000 a month with this business model. Okay, so you're by no means limited in any way. The other pro is that you only need 1 or 2 clients to be able to replace the income you make with your job. I'm not even joking. And the reason for that is simple. It's because high ticket means a price between $1,000 to $10,000. Now, obviously, some offers, they're way more expensive than that. For example, some offers, they cost over 30K per year, okay? But the average, it's typically going to be between $1,000 to $5,000. So that's the average price tag when you sell a high ticket. And 1,000, it's pretty low ticket, but it depends on who you're selling to and what you're selling. So now let's do the math to $10,000 per month with our method versus most business models. Now, if you're wondering, well, I mean, that sounds too good to be true. There's no cons. Well, to be honest with you, there is one con. There is so much that goes into it that if you try to figure everything out alone, it's very difficult to succeed with this model. So hard to figure out. So it's better if you can get guidance from somebody who's been there and done that. Because I've seen lots of people try to use this very special business model, this incredible business model, and they try to do it alone, but because they miss a few elements, they fail miserably. And then they quit. And then they never become financially free, and that's horrible for me to see. So here is the math to $10,000 per month with most businesses versus our method. Let's say, for example, with dropshipping, you made $10,000 per month, okay? This is an achievement. Most people will never even get to $1,000 per month with dropshipping because of how saturated it is. And when I say dropshipping, I also include other business models, okay? So you made 10K, but in profit, how much do you keep? 5 to 20%. So you would only really keep $500 to $2,000. And that's, remember, that's in profit. So it's like originally you made $10,000 per month, but you're more broke than somebody working full-time at a fast food joint. And that's how you can see some people flex on social media their numbers. They're like, oh, I made $1 million, but then they barely kept any of it. Now you may be wondering, okay, that's great, but what about after taxes? Well, let's say that you pay 50% taxes in total. So this includes your corporate tax and your personal tax as an individual. I mean, a lot of the time it can go up to 50% if you add everything up. So how much do you actually get to keep for $10,000 you earned? $250 to $1,000 in your pocket to use as you see fit. How can you live any kind of decent life with $250 to $1,000 a month? Honestly, tell me. And then honestly, if after that you still genuinely believe that a dropshipping business, a print-on-demand business, an Amazon FBA business is the key to freedom, you are completely delusional. And one con I also forgot in there is that you need a high startup capital just to get started. So for example, for Amazon FBA, you'd need 10K realistically if you actually want to get a shot at succeeding with that business model. And with dropshipping, you need at least 5 grand, honestly. I've done it myself. I've spoken with lots of people who were unsuccessful with it and also people who were successful with it. These business models, they require a lot of startup capital. I mean, if you only have $2,000, you invest them in crypto or in dropshipping or even Amazon FBA, don't expect something crazy to come out of it. If anything, you're going to lose all of your money, just like 99% of people who try to do this. Instead, it's much smarter to start a high-ticket consulting business, to monetize a knowledge, a skill, an interest, or a passion that you have, and to start getting paid thousands per client. I've helped people who were charging $100 for their services to charge 10 times more, just because we helped them to position it the right way. And some of them, they're selling things that you wouldn't even believe, like for example, emotional coaching. So it's not about, helping people to make more money or working with businesses only. Like I told you, most of my customers, they're into helping individuals to literally just solve a problem, master their emotions, get in great shape, improve their dating lives, learn a language, etc. So with our method, let's say we generate $10,000 per month, okay? Because our profits are so high, 90 to 95%, here is how much we keep exactly. Well, that would be $9,000 to $9,500. And let's say worst of the worst case scenarios, we pay 50% in taxes. That's still a lot, obviously. How much would that be? If we divide it by 2, that's $4,500 to slightly more, divided by 2, $4,750 per month. So that's enough to replace the income you make with your job. And remember, that's when you don't know how to optimize your taxes. You don't have to pay that much, generally. If you know how to do things properly, you've got the right accountant. But even with dropshipping, even if we don't focus on after tax, I mean, you can see the differences night and day. You made 10K, but you're only keeping 500 to 2,000. With our model, you made 10K, you keep 9,000, 9,500. So even if you lived in a place with low taxes, you'd still make way more with our business model as opposed to most of those crappy businesses. Like, forget about those. So here is a simple 4-step process we use to actually make that much money with our business model. High-ticket consulting. The first step is the offer. So for example, if you could help somebody to learn a language, that would be a high-ticket offer potentially, because maybe somebody needs to learn a language to communicate with people that they love, so it's a painful problem, they can't speak the same language as the people they love, or maybe they want to learn a language for career opportunities, so again, you solve a painful problem for them, not being able to have the job prospects they want. Or let's say you could help people to find dates. A lot of people, they might crush it in their careers, but they feel lonely in their love life. That's a painful problem you could solve for them. A lot of businesses, they don't know how to generate more leads or more calls. You could help them to do exactly that. And if you can do it successfully, they'd be willing to pay you a few $1,000s per month for that kind of service. So as you can see, you can literally sell any kind of offer as long as you solve a painful problem for a market. Now the step after that is traffic. So what traffic means, it's simply that you've got to put your offer in front of your potential customers. Because right now, nobody knows about you or about your offer. But I can guarantee that if 1 million people knew about your offer, you'd be making lots of money, okay? Because it's simply a numbers game. So when it comes to traffic, we typically use social media content and appointment setting strategies, and we can also use advertising. Now at first, I don't suggest you use ads. At first, you scale with organic, and only then you use a bit of paid advertising to really skyrocket everything. Now what about calls? So you want to see if you can help these people or not. And the way we do that is on a call, because you have to sell high-ticket services and coaching on a call. And don't worry if you're scared to do it. I used to be so damn afraid of calls. I mean, the first time I ever had a call, my heart was beating so fast in my chest, I felt like I was going to die. I'm not even joking. So if I could overcome my paralysis, and I went from being a guy who was so anxious, he couldn't even leave his parents' house for months when he was a teen because of traumatic stuff that happened in his past. Honestly, what makes you think you couldn't overcome your paralysis? Honestly, now looking back, all you've got to do is to just do it. And then the fear goes away immediately. The fear is only there because you don't take action. Your brain is coming up with all of these worst case scenarios that are never going to happen in the first place. And that is what is blocking you. Now after that, there is delivery. So there are a few models of delivery. You can do one-to-one coaching, you can do group coaching, you can also do done-for-you services, and you can leverage digital products. So for example, courses and stuff. So when people work with me, they get access to a step-by-step program because it's a roadmap. I explain to them the process, how it works, how to set up different things, etc. But on top of that, they also get group coaching. Now, the brutal truth is, it takes money to make money. So if you're like this guy, you only have $10 in your pocket, don't even worry about starting a business yet. Worry about saving up a few grand to be able to start your business comfortably. You don't need $5,000, $10,000 to get started. That's not what I'm saying. But if you really have $10 in your bank account, you shouldn't be worried about starting a business right now. It's good to have goals. It's good to be obsessed. But you're gonna need slightly more than that to start your business. It takes money to make money. Nowadays, the beauty of the internet is that it allows you to get started for barely anything. You don't even need 10K. Like back then, just 20 years ago, if you wanted to open up a business to become financially free, you needed to open up a brick and mortar business. And that required, at the bare minimum, 100K in startup capital. Nowadays, you don't need 100K. If you've got just 1 to 3K, you can get started. But if you only have $10 in your bank account, you're not ready to get started yet. And so if that's you, find a way to make some initial money to then invest in your business. Let's say get a part-time job or something. Sell the stuff that you don't need. It can literally be anything. If you currently have a job, save up a bit of money, and then that will give you peace of mind to actually start your business. Now, be honest, if you already knew how to make $10,000 per month or more online, chances are you would have done it already. Right now, you might be in this loop where you just watch YouTube videos endlessly, but nothing ever changes. So right now, to help you, I'm offering free strategy calls where together, we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to $10,000 per month as quickly as possible, and we'll identify exactly what's blocking you and preventing you from reaching your income goals. The links will be in the description below, but be quick because our limited spots fill up very quickly. And with that being said, I will see you on the other side.